So the first thing I want to talk about is body weight versus body composition. Now, there are about 3 different measures that people commonly use to determine their health. Who can tell me what one of them is? Your weight, right. It's right on your sheet. Your weight. So how many people here have a bathroom scale at home? Yes, good. How many of us have ever stepped on scales at doctor's offices or at gyms and things like that? Yeah, we all have. Now, what do we get when we step on a scale? What information do we get?
How heavy we are.
How heavy we are. We get the pounds, right? Is this useful information in determining how healthy we are? Yes, some people are saying yes. Tell me why. If you think yes, tell me why.
You might be overweight or underweight.
Okay, you might be overweight or underweight. Good. Would everyone agree with that? Okay. Does anybody here think that knowing your weight is not a good determinant of your health?
By itself, it's not that useful.
By itself, it's not that useful. Why not?
Because there's a range of ways to do it, and it's not just how much you weigh, but
Okay, it's not just how much you weigh. So, this is true. You're totally on the right track. Weight just tells you how much you weigh, but it doesn't tell you what that weight is comprised of. I'm going to illustrate this with an example. Let's say we have 2 people and they both weigh 210 pounds. That's all we get. The only information we get is the number when we step on a scale, right? One of them is 6'3" and one of them is 5'2". What have we learned about their health? Nothing. Exactly, nothing. Because the 5'2" person at 210 pounds is probably unhealthy. But the 6'3" person at 210 pounds is probably just dandy, right? So what does the scale tell us? Nothing useful, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So I want all of you to go home and throw out your bathroom scales because it doesn't tell us very useful information. All right, so second common way that people tend to measure their health is what?
BMI.
BMI, or the, what's it called?
Body mass index.
The body mass index. Thank you. Who here has ever heard of the body mass index? Okay, good. And for some of you, the body mass index is a new concept. So I'd like someone to explain to us what the body mass index is, please.
It's the ratio of your height to your weight,
Right, it's the ratio of your height to your weight.
according to your particular build.
No, it's
No?
it's just the ratio of your height to your weight. So if we knew your height and your weight and we divided those numbers, is that a meaningful measure of health?
it's getting better, but it's not complete.
It's not complete, okay? The body mass index is not a very good measure of health because what it says is that if I am 5'8", which I am, and I weigh a certain amount, then it determines whether or not I'm healthy or not. So let's look at another example. Let's have 2 people that are 5'8", and one of them is 200 pounds and one of them is 200 pounds. The body mass index says the same thing about both of these people. Now, they weigh the same amount and they're the same height, but I forgot to tell you, one of them is a bodybuilder and one of them is a couch potato. They both weigh 200 pounds. So the body mass index says the same thing. It says they're both obese. Is the bodybuilder obese? No, not likely. In fact, the bodybuilder probably hardly has any fat on their body whatsoever. Is the couch potato obese? Probably. Probably. So is the body mass index a good indicator of our health? No, it doesn't give us relevant information, does it? Good. So on your handout, underneath the first three determinants, it says weighing myself on the scale provides blank information. We're going to fill in that blank right now, and I want somebody to tell me what the answer is.
No information.
No information. Good. Write that down. No, or I use the word useless. Weighing myself on the scale provides useless information about my health. All right, next sentence. The body mass index provides what? Fill in the blank.
Some information.
Some information?
No information.
No information or useless information about my health. Good. Now, what is the third method that people typically use to assess their health?
Body composition.
Body composition assessments. Thank you. Okay. Now, what does the information from a body composition tell us? What kind of information did you get on your sheet?
Percentage of body fat.
Percentage of body fat. What else did you get?
Hydration.
Hydration levels. Good. What else did you get?
Lean mass.
Right, the amount of lean mass in your body. Good. Now, who thinks that that's important information in determining your overall health? Yeah, thank you. I think so too, because, you know, when we weigh ourselves on a scale, it gives us a number. And when we did the body composition assessment, you had a number of what your total weight is. But that number all by itself, we discovered, is not a good determinant of your health. But when we can break that number down and find out, well, what is, you know, what's comprised in that, that starts to help us determine your health. Because if we know how much fat you have in your body, that's going to help us, isn't it? We're going to know that you have too little fat, or too much fat, or just the right amount of fat. Because the body needs a certain amount of fat in order to function properly, right? We need a certain amount of fat. But if we have too much fat, we could be possibly getting into a disease situation or illnesses, right? If we have too much fat in our body. So knowing how much fat we have is an excellent determinant of our health, because many healthcare problems happen because we have too much fat. Who can tell me what some of those might be? Diabetes, huge, and that is on the rise like crazy. What else?
Heart disease.
Heart disease, right, and aren't we all concerned about that? Yeah, what else? Cancer? Yep. Overweight has been linked to some cancers. Yep. What else?
Joint problems.
Joint problems, back problems, absolutely. And what about hypertension, high blood pressure? Yeah. So just when we have too much fat, that can manifest into any one or multiple diseases in our life. So we always want to make sure we keep our fat in check, and that is a really good determinant of your health. The amount of lean mass you have, of course, is as well. So on your form, we're going to fill in the last blank. A body composition assessment provides what kind of information?
Useful.
Useful. Thank you. Useful or relevant information about your health.
Visit us online at synergenicsfitness.com.